Today we're going to answer a very important question, and that is, what are we going to do with Philippe Coutinho? What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and this one is one that I had been preparing for a very long time, but finally I'm recording. Too many news, guys. Too many news, I gotta say. But yeah, today we're going to be mentioning whether Barcelona should keep Coutinho or not, because I do think that Philippe Coutinho could be a very important player for Barcelona. But before we get into kind of the positions I think he should play or where I think he would be best, let's actually give you first of all the reasons why I believe personally we should keep him. So if you're excited to hear the following, be sure to drop us a like and leave us a subscribe, turn on the bell notification icon, and follow us on all other social media to keep up to date. But yes, the very first reason why I believe we should keep Coutinho is very simple, and it comes from a financial perspective. I think that Barcelona buying Coutinho for 145 million euros, let me repeat that again, 145 million euros, it's like, was way too much. And of course, I think that no player out there is able to ever validate that sort of money. It's really difficult to be able to reach those heights. And I know that we all wanted Philippe Coutinho to be able to do so, but there has been so many things, to be honest, that are not even his fault that ultimately contribute to his demise. Those were kind of the fans going ahead at Coutinho, going face to face to him and not supporting him. I was there in that match live, 3-0 against Manchester United. Second row when Coutinho did this, and everyone was booing him. Well, not everyone, but I would say around 40% of the stadium, almost 50%, which is a very large amount. Let's be honest. Let's be truly honest. And I wasn't a fan of that. I really wasn't, because we are all fans there. We're supposed to support our team, right? And a player is part of our team. And if we're not supporting him, it creates a bad atmosphere for everyone in the dressing room, for everyone in the club. Every single person that represents it is already having a problem with you if you're kind of facing against one of the players, one of their co-workers basically. And I think that that is something that we should change ASAP. No more Andre Gomez is a flop. No more this about Mathieu. No more this about Junior Firpo. They're all our players, and we have to, even though we don't like those decisions, back them. Because the only way we can make those decisions ever valid is if we win stuff. And how do we win stuff? What's as much we can do as fans is support them. So yes, that's one of kind of the reasons that I think he should stay. The other one, of course, is that he never had the real chance to play in a real formation where he could play the best. And that is a midfield position. I think that Ernesto Valverde, we've already talked many times, how he didn't know what to do with the player. Valverde at the start wanted to have a midfielder that was very powerful, that could get into the area, and Coutinho is not that. And he also wanted a left winger that is capable to be very kind of tricky, able to lose their marker very easily. And Coutinho can do that, but he doesn't necessarily have the skill set to be able to do that week in and week out. Players like that, like Dembélé, are in our squad, and Valverde was favoring Coutinho simply because, let's be honest, of that price tag. And even though I think having Coutinho not play would have been worse, it was simply kind of already spelling disaster before it even started. So yes, in a way, being honest. Now, let's move onwards to kind of where I think Philippe Coutinho should be kept at Barcelona and what I think he should do. I think he could be a very important player for us because we are actually missing someone like him in our position. We're having so much trouble currently this season to be able to connect our midfield with our attack, to be able to get passes through the middle. We're not able to do that. The only one is Messi, and Messi cannot do that forever. He needs a little bit of help. We lost Iniesta, we lost Neymar, players that were constantly very helpful for the left-hand side flank to be able to kind of connect through that manner, and we don't have that anymore. Artur is not necessarily that. He does a lot of work and he's very good at doing it, but he's not that. Coutinho could help us there, and he could really help us because he's one of the players in the world when on confidence he can actually do wonders. So the first position where I think he could do those wonders is, of course, in the left center midfield position. I think there Coutinho could really benefit the best. He did an incredible season with Liverpool there, and if you're saying that he's not able to adapt to that position, and many are saying that he did in fact play left winger, as soon as Klopp introduced the kind of front three that we know now of Firmino, Mane and Salah, Coutinho then was forced to move into that midfield, and he was actually doing it very well. We know how much Klopp urged to keep Coutinho in the squad, and actually Liverpool, that rest of the season, they got to the Champions League final and it was all nice and all dandy, but they changed a little bit the way that they played. Actually getting rid of Coutinho allowed them to find a different strategy, but it wasn't exactly the one that Klopp had in mind. Coutinho could help you so much, and it would help so much in a team like Liverpool right now because he's very easy to kind of through the passes in that midfield. Most of the output of Liverpool, if I bet you know this, but it comes from the fullbacks, from Robertson and from Trent Alexander-Arnold. And sometimes if you really cancel them out, like for instance, Atletico Madrid really did a good job of cancelling out those fullbacks, then their creation in the midfield is not nearly as much. They got Jordan Henderson, they got Wijnaldum, and they got Fabinho. They're surely missing some creativity in there, and Philippe Coutinho is that sort of creative player. They went out to look for someone like Naby Keita, and he hasn't lived up to the test whatsoever. So it really tells you that a player like Coutinho can be valued, and at Barcelona we can also value him a lot. So playing in the left center midfield position, I think is where we could see that Coutinho regain his confidence and play the best. And the other kind of solution that I think is of having Coutinho not necessarily start. And this is where you guys have to really understand what I'm going to say. Coutinho, I think, is a player that now actually has a benefit if he returns to Barcelona. And that is that everyone has written him as a flop. Not necessarily you or me, but literally the media, some of the kind of ultras on the fan in Barcelona, we may already think that Coutinho is kind of worthless. So seeing him in the sub bench won't really hurt as much his kind of clout around, you know, his kind of atmosphere. So he could really benefit from that. One of the other main problems that Coutinho didn't succeed at Barcelona was because Messi was always on the field and they were kind of constantly overlapping and taking different roles. Messi, when he doesn't play, and he has played a lot less this season, potentially injured as well, could happen, we don't know. Coutinho could be taking that role, and then instead of having Dembélé for the left, we're gonna have it for the right, and that would also introduce someone like Francisco Trincao, a winger that is literally a winger. He really likes to stick to that kind of flank. So Coutinho could really help and then have a job there. He could not necessarily be our number one, but he could be one of the best substitutes we could have. And that is true power. That is power in its sense. If we nail down the midfield and we have a very mobile midfield right now of the young Artur and Busquets, you were able to tear them down. And we introduce Coutinho then to that midfield, it would also add so much things. But as a left winger, if we don't have that Messi at the other side, I think it would also work. The problem was that so much of the time, Coutinho was invisible. It was like we were playing with one less player because he didn't have the skill set like a Neymar or a Dembélé to really stick to that left wing, and he was constantly overlapping with Messi, a role that he was already taking. So Coutinho being on the bench could be positive for us, and I don't think it could taint his reputation more than he is right now. So those are my two solutions for Coutinho if he's going to stay at Barcelona. And right now I do understand that we need the money and we need to make a lot of cuts and we need to take a lot of losses. But Coutinho in this midfield, if we're not able to find anyone else out there and we actually want to spend money on a good center back, Coutinho might be the option. So let's think about it. That's gonna be everything for today, guys. Hope you have enjoyed, and be sure to let me know in the comments down below what do you think of this situation. I really encourage you, a lot of you, to comment, really, honestly. I would love that for every single viewer leave a comment, because I learned so much. I learned so many perspectives, so many new outlooks to things that I didn't even know about. So I really appreciate that. And you know, guys, I try now to answer to every single comment, heart every single comment. And if I heart it, it basically means I've seen it and I've read it. If I comment, well, I comment. But like I say, I learned so much from, and so many different perspectives, like I say, that I don't even know about. So in reality, I really do like leaving comments. It's like one of the best things I like in YouTube. I really like to read you guys because it forms like a community of very intelligent Barcelona fans. And now, guys, I need to start cooking something up. So see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.